Do you know what is the SI unit of electric charge? What about electric current? What are tensor quantities? Do you know? Do you know what device can convert heat energy into electrical energy? What about converting electrical energy into heat energy? Can sound waves be polarized? What is polarization? What is a rectifier? How is it different from transformer? Do you know why cannot an insulator conduct electricity? Are you ready to explore? Let's explore it together. Hello and welcome to you all. Today we are going to see 25 most frequently asked questions from physics portion of college entrance test. Let's begin. Let's begin with the SI unit of gravitational constant. Among the given options, joule per kg per degree centigrade is the SI unit of specific heat capacity. Newton meter is the SI unit of work. Kg meter per second square is the SI unit of force. Newton meter square per kg square is the SI unit of gravitational constant. Let's look at other quantities and their SI units and dimensions. The SI unit of velocity speed is meter per second. The SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. The SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Similarly, force is kg meter per second square. Pressure is kg per meter per second square. Energy is kg meter square per second square. And power is kg meter square per second cube. Density is kg per meter cube. The SI unit of stress is similar to that of pressure, kg per meter per second square. Temperature is Kelvin. Heat is joule, kg meter square per second square. Electric charge is coulomb. Electric current is ampere. And resistance is volt per ampere. Let's figure out a fundamental unit from the given options. Hertz is a SI unit of frequency. Frequency is the inverse of time. So Hertz is derived from second. Newton is the SI unit of force. Force is the product of mass and acceleration. So Newton is also derived from the units of mass and acceleration. What is the unit of power? Power is the product of force displacement divided by time. So what is also derived from the units of work done and time. So the fundamental unit here is mole. Mole is the SI unit of quantity of substance. The 7 fundamental quantities are length, mass, time, temperature, luminous intensity, electric current and amount of substance, whose units are meter, kilogram, second, Kelvin, candela, ampere and mole respectively. The 2 supplementary units are plane angle and solid angle, whose SI units are radian and steradian respectively. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Gigameter is equal to 10 to the power 9 meter. Petameter is equal to 10 to the power 15 meter. And femtometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Let's look at other multiple units and sub-multiple units of meter. The multiple units of meter include decameter, hectometer, kilometer, megameter, gigameter, terameter and petameter. The sub-multiple units of meter includes decimeter, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer, nanometer, picometer and femtometer. Now before we select a tensor quantity from the given options, let's understand what tensor quantities mean. Tensor quantities are those quantities whose magnitude differ from direction to direction. For example, moment of inertia, stress, strain, refractive index and resistivity. Tensor quantities are considered neither vectors nor scalars. What are vectors and what are scalars then? Vector quantities are those quantities which have both magnitude and direction, and that follows vector laws of addition. For example, displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, all fields, all field intensities and all gradients. Whereas scalar quantities are those quantities which have magnitude only. For example, distance, speed, work, current, power, etc. Among the given options, speed is a scalar, velocity is a vector and moment of inertia is a tensor quantity. Question number 5 asks us about an instrument that is used to measure atmospheric pressure. Among the given options, hydrometer is used to measure the density and relative density of liquids. Voltmeter measures voltage of AC and DC. Calorimeter measures heat absorbed and emitted by a body. So barometer is the instrument that is used to measure atmospheric pressure. Similarly, question number 6 asks us about fossil fuel. Among the given options, petrol, paraffin and kerosene are fossil fuel, whereas gasoline, also called as ethanol, is not the fossil fuel. The scale of temperature that has no negative temperature is Kelvin scale. It ranges from 273 Kelvin to 373 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin is considered absolute zero, which is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. The amount of heat energy required to change the state of a unit mass at same temperature is called latent heat. Let's understand what specific heat capacity, water equivalent, and heat capacity mean. Specific heat capacity refers to the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of a substance by unity, whereas latent heat or heat of transformation is the amount of heat energy absorbed or liberated during the change of a state without any rise or fall of temperature at melting point and boiling point. Similarly, heat capacity or thermal capacity refers to the amount of heat lost or gained by a body to change its temperature by 1 degree centigrade. And water equivalent refers to the mass of water which would absorb or evolve the same amount of heat as is done by the substance in rising or falling through the same range of temperature. Numerically, thermal capacity of a body and its water equivalent are equal. Let's convert the speed of 36 km per hour into meter per second. We know that there are 1000 meter in every kilometer, so 36 km is equal to 36,000 meter. There are 60 minutes in an hour and each minute has 60 seconds, so 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. And 36 km per hour in meter per second is 36,000 per 3600, which is equal to 10 meter per second. Question number 10 asks us to find the velocity of an object whose mass is 2 kg and kinetic energy is 10 to the power 4 joule. Let's find it out. We have kinetic energy which is equal to 10 to the power 4 joule, mass m is equal to 2 kg, velocity equals what? We know that kinetic energy is half of the product of mass and velocity squared, or 10 to the power 4 equals 1 by 2 v square, or v square equals 10 to the power 4, or v equals square root of 10 to the power 4, which is equals to 100 meter per second. So the object with mass of 2 kg is moving with a speed or velocity of 100 meter per second to acquire 10 to the power 4 joule of kinetic energy. Question number 11 asks us about the conversion of heat energy into electrical energy. A thermocouple converts heat energy into electrical energy. Let's learn what energy are converted by a generator, a photocell, and a heater. Generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Similarly, electric motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Photocell converts light energy into electrical energy. Thermocouple can be used to convert heat energy into electrical energy, and heater converts electrical energy into heat energy. When a light passes from one medium to another medium, frequency remains constant because frequency depends upon the source of light, whereas velocity and wavelength depend upon the medium through which it is passing. Question number 13 asks us about defects of human eye. A person who is using cylindrical lens is suffering from what? Before we select any options, let's learn about myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, and astigmatism. Myopia, also called as short-sightedness, is caused by shortening of eye lens due to elongation of eyeball. Image is formed in front of retina, and this defect can be removed by using a concave lens. Similarly, hypermetropia, also called as long-sightedness, is caused by increase in focal length of eye lens due to contraction of eyeball. In this case, image is formed behind the retina, and this defect can be removed by using convex lens. In case of presbyopia, a person cannot see both nearer and farther objects. This occurs in old age due to loss in compressibility of eye lens and ciliary muscles. The defect of presbyopia can be removed by using bifocal lens. Astigmatism is caused due to unequal curvature of cornea, and this can be removed by using cylindrical lenses. So, a person who is using a cylindrical lens is suffering from astigmatism. With sound waves, one cannot observe the phenomena of polarization because sound waves are longitudinal, whereas polarization is the characteristic of transverse waves. Basically, on the basis of necessity of material medium, waves can be either mechanical or electromagnetic. On the basis of vibration of particles, waves can be either transverse or longitudinal. And on the basis of energy propagation, waves can be either progressive or stationary. The phenomena like reflection, refraction, diffraction, and interference are characteristics of all waves, either of transverse or of longitudinal. But polarization is the characteristics of the transverse waves only, where particles vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of waves. Sound waves are longitudinal, where particles vibrate in the direction of propagation of waves. A device used for increasing or decreasing the magnitude of alternating EMF is transformer. Galvanometer is an instrument used for detection and measurement of small electric current. Ammeter is a low resistance galvanometer used to measure the current in circuit. Voltmeter is a high resistance galvanometer used to measure potential difference between 2 points of a circuit. Transformer is a device which converts low AC voltage into high AC voltage and vice versa. Rectifier is a device that converts alternating current into direct current. Question number 16 asks us to find the frequency of a sound whose speed is 300 meter per second and wavelength is 5 meter. We know that speed of sound is given by the product of frequency and wavelength. So 300 equals f into 5 and f becomes 60 Hz. That's why the frequency of the sound is 60 Hz. Question number 17 says, when three equal resistances are connected in parallel, then their equivalent resistance is 1 ohm. What will be the equivalent resistance when they will be connected in series? Let's find it out. Let the resistances be R1, R2 and R3 respectively. Since they are equal, R1 equals R2 equals R3. And when they are connected in parallel, their equivalent resistance is given by 1 by R equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Since the resistance are equal, 1 by R equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R1 plus 1 by R1, or 1 equals 3 by R1, or R1 equals R2 equals R3 equals 3 ohm. Now when three resistances each of 3 ohm are connected in series, their equivalent resistance is given by R equals R1 plus R2 plus R3, which is equal to 9 ohm. The group of small pieces of rock revolving around the Sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter are called asteroids. Let's learn what meteoroids, satellite and comets are. A meteoroid is a small rocky or metallic body traveling through space, and satellite are the heavenly bodies that revolves around the planets in their own elliptical orbits. A comet is a small frozen body of gas, dust and ice which appears as a star with long tail as it passes through the Sun. For example, Halley's Comet, Temple Turtle and Encke. Asteroids are small irregular bodies of minor planets found in between Mars and Jupiter. Its example includes Eros, Pallas, Ceres and Ig. Question number 19 asks us to calculate the power of a convex lens whose focal length is 50 cm. Power of a lens is given by the formula P equals 1 by F, where F is focal length in meter. According to the question, the focal length of a given lens is 50 cm, that is 0.5 meter. So power is plus 2 diopter. Because the power of convex lens is assigned positive and power of concave lens is assigned negative, the convex lens with focal length 50 cm has power of plus 2 diopter. Mirage is observed in deserts due to total internal reflection of light. The heat from sun mainly comes by radiation. Let's learn transfer of heat by conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction is the process by which heat energy is transmitted through collisions between neighboring atoms or molecules. Convection is the transfer of thermal energy by the physical movement of fluid from one location to another. And radiation is the emission or transmission of energy in the form of waves or particles through space or through a material medium. Question number 22 asks us to calculate the acceleration due to gravity for the planet whose mass and radius are double of that of Earth, and acceleration due to gravity for the Earth is 10 meter per second square. Let the mass and radius of Earth be m and r. Let the mass and radius of planet be 2m and 2r. Acceleration due to gravity for the Earth is given by g equals to gm upon r square, and acceleration due to gravity for the planet g dash is given as 2gm upon 4r square. Now g dash become half of acceleration due to gravity for Earth, which is half of 10 equals 5 meter per second square. Question number 23 asks us to calculate the height of the tower from the top of which a stone takes 4 seconds to reach the ground. We have three equations of motion under the influence of gravity: v equals to u plus gt, h equals ut plus 1 by 2 gt square, and v square equals u square plus 2gh. When a body is thrown vertically upwards, the equations become v equals u minus gt, h equals ut minus 1 by 2 gt square, and v square equals u square minus 2gh. According to the question, initial velocity u equals 0 meter per second, time taken t is 4 seconds. We have to calculate the height of the tower. Let's use a second law of equation of motion. H equals ut plus 1 by 2 gt square. By using this equation, we can calculate the height of the tower, and it comes out to be 80 meter. So the height of the tower is 80 meter. Question number 24 asks us to calculate the resultant of two forces 30 Newton and 40 Newton that are inclined to each other at an angle of 60 degree. Let the two forces be A and B, and let the angle between them be theta. The resultant is given by the square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, which comes out to be 61 Newton. So the resultant of 30 Newton and 40 Newton force inclined at an angle of 60 degree is 61 Newton. Among the given options, germanium, graphite and silicon are semiconductor. Diamond is not a semiconductor. Diamond is an insulator. Depending upon the width of a forbidden energy gap, a solid can behave as conductor, insulator or semiconductor. In conductors, there is no forbidden energy gap. Valence band is overlapping with conduction band. Plenty of electrons are available in the conduction band for electric conduction. For example, in sodium, copper, silver and aluminum. In insulators, there is a large energy gap between valence band and conduction band. Valence band is completely filled while conduction band is empty. So there is no conduction of electricity. For example, in diamond, paper, glass, bakelite. In semiconductors, there is a small energy gap between valence band and conduction band. With increase in temperature, electrons can jump from valence band to conduction band and electricity conduction may occur. For example, in silicon, germanium, graphite, etc. So this was all about physics for today. Thanks for watching until the end. We are grateful to your patience. If it was worth watching until the end, please consider hitting subscribe. Do like, comment and share. Keep loving, keep supporting, stay connected for more. See you in the next video. Thank you.